All right, welcome to the last part of Chapter 12. So in this section, we're going to talk about some of the different neurotransmitters that are released through these synaptic bulbs. So here's the synapse of a neuron, and so this is another neuron that is the postsynaptic neuron, so this is a presynaptic neuron. We have information moving down that axon. It hits that axon terminal. Calcium, gated channels open. Calcium comes in. Calcium then can bind to the vesicles, and the vesicles will release the neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters will either bind to their receptors and cause channels to open, or they'll activate other proteins inside the cell to bring about the change that they want to have happen. There are four major groups of neurotransmitters that we talk about: acetylcholine, which we've talked about already, amino acids, monoamines, and neuropeptides. And I'm just going to quickly talk about these. Acetylcholine functions and excitatory activities for skeletal muscle, but it actually has inhibitory activities on cardiac muscle and can be either excitatory or inhibitory to smooth muscle. We have amino acids, so glutamate, aspartate, and serine tend to be more excitatory amino acids, whereas GABA and glycine tend to be inhibitory. Monoamines, there are multiple ones. Histamine functions in memory. Serotonin functions in sleep, memory, and just overall well-being of the body. And then we have some catecholamines, dopamine, which most of you have probably heard of before, motivation, behavior, norepinephrine and epinephrine. These are neurotransmitters that function in the nervous system as part of the sympathetic autonomic activity. Epinephrine also can activate the hypothalamus, which is your major homeostatic region of the brain. And then we have multiple neuropeptides that have different functions. So enkephalins regulate pain, so help us to withstand too much pain. Neuropeptides help in memory, help in regulating our memories. Somatostatins inhibit brain activity. Cholecystokinins repress hunger. I love this one. Substance P sends information of pain to the brain. Beta endorphins prevent pain, and neurotensin controls dopamine. I talked about the two ways that these neurotransmitters can activate the postsynaptic cell. One is the neurotransmitter binds to the receptors, and when they bind, they open up channels. The other is when a neurotransmitter binds, and that causes another protein, a G protein, to activate a second messenger, which brings about whatever change we're going to have occurring. So both of these are mechanisms for activating the postsynaptic cell. When it's when the receptors bind and just open up a channel, this is called an inotropic receptor, whereas when the receptor binds, or when the neurotransmitter binds and activates a G protein, that's called a metabotropic receptor. That's all I have for this chapter. So you have a wonderful day. Bye.